Well, Halloween may be the star of October, but every year a lesser-known celebration gets its turn in the spotlight, and that is National Chemistry Day.
And who better to help us celebrate this holiday with some cool chemistry experiments, but Concordia professor Dr. Graham Wiley and Robin Fettig. Welcome, guys. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing us on as always. So today is October the 23rd, 1023, and in chemistry, I'm going to introduce you to my friend, Fluffy the Destroyer, who is my ACS mole, American Chemical Society mole. In chemistry, the mole is a very specific unit of measurement, which is a specific number of atoms, 6 to the times 10 to the power of 23. So we basically stolen 1023 as National Chemistry Day, and to celebrate that, I thought I'd bring in a couple of my favorite chemical reactions to give you guys a chance to see some chemistry. So we're going to start with one. If we go back in history, it's all about turning lead into gold. So instead, what we're going to start with is we're going to start with a couple of copper pennies here, and I'm going to get you very carefully using the tongs to drop them in. I have a solution here.
Well, you should have just...
Okay. I have a solution.
This tongue doesn't go together.
Doesn't it? Oh, and that's going to make fishing things out a little more easy. Whoa!
Oh, my glasses fell off.
All right. So basically, well, we have broken tongs. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop one of these in here. Then I'm going to have to work out how to fish it out later on and actually bend the tongs together. So what you're seeing is basically the best of the MacGyvering. Okay, so what we have here is basically we've dropped our penny into a solution of zinc chloride and zinc metal. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the surface of the penny, which is ordinarily made of copper, and we're going to basically coat it with a thin layer of zinc. And there's a reason we call this experiment the silver penny. And if I go fishing about in here somewhere on live television, I'm trying to catch things, then what we can actually do is we can actually fish this out. So the one that you dropped in earlier on, and we're going to drop these everywhere, but it's all right because here's one I made earlier. Don't pick it up.
I won't, because it's hot.
Because it's very, very hot. And I know we dropped a couple in here earlier. So this is, of course, showing my manual dexterity on live television, which is always excellent. And I believe there's one more in here. So what we're trying to do, really, I hope there is. What we're trying to do is we're just trying to coat this, and we're going to basically fish it out. I'm going to pick this one up very quickly, dry it off, and if you want to hold that up to the camera. This was done a couple of minutes earlier, and maybe zoom in and we can see that one. But of course, it wouldn't be national chemistry, it wouldn't be chemistry with Dr. Graham if we didn't bring fire in some kind of way. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our penny and we're going to hold it very carefully between our tongs. So now, I hope I've got these working. This is basically just trying to bend these together. I'm going to take our penny, hold it between our tongs, which I'm having a little bit of trouble doing today. Next time we'll check the tongs actually work. I'm going to, whoa!
I got an eyebrow tweezer in the
No,
makeup room
we'll get there. It's just a matter of basically getting a good grip on it. So what we'll do is we'll take our tongs and we're just going to very quickly...
Don't use your fingers.
I am having a little bit of a hard time holding this today, so I'll use the upper part of the tongs, I hope. Nope. Oh, that shows...
Science.
All right, Robin, I'm going to give these to Robin while we do to see if she can bend these into shape. And what we're going to do. So I apologize for this, guys. Sometimes the equipment is the idea is great, and the equipment just we grabbed a pair out the box.
That's all right.
Sort of thing. So what we're doing here, as I said earlier on, is we are basically just coating it with a little bit of zinc on the surface, and the one that we put in earlier on is going to be able to coat off. And I think Robin has these working very much. Thank you very much, Robin. And we're going to see if we can fish another one out of here. I know I put a couple in here. It's just a matter of finding them.
So right now, these are in the boiling water.
In the boiling zinc solution, yes?
Zinc solution, yeah.
And we're trying to coat them up. Okay, so I think this one's good to go. We'll grab this one again. We'll basically hold it. And what we're going to do is we're going to coat it with, we're going to take basically a large amount of heat, and we're going to coat it so that the surface, which is currently covered in zinc, melts a little bit into the copper and makes something that's called brass. But to the uneducated, to the average person, what it's going to do is, with a bit of luck, it should actually appear to be a wee bit more gold than anything else. And I'm going to drop it in, and I'm going to pick out one that I made earlier on. I'm going to allow these to cool down. And if you look earlier on, I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to show you one that I made earlier on.
Cool.
And the one that you added is basically... Whoa, and there goes the safety glasses. Turns out to be kind of almost gold-coloured.
That is cool.
That is cool. Okay, so let's take this on and let's try a different experiment. So I'm just going to turn this off, and next time I'm going to remember better tongs. So what we have here, Robin's going to flip this one down because this is one we're going to need to protect your table from. So I made earlier on today, I made a solution of potassium iodide. This is one of people's favorite experiments. This one is called the Elephant Toothpaste. So basically, because we're joined by a new host today, we're going to give you the choice.
Oh, I get
What is your favorite color?
Maroon?
Maroon. Okay.
No, let's do green. Let's do green.
Let's do green. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to put 3 or 4 drops of green into there.
You're in charge.
You're in charge, right?
Putting you to work today, Kyle.
Yep. Try not to get it in your hands, otherwise
1,
you'll have Science Academy hands for the rest of the day.
3.
Then we're going to, and so what we have in here is a little bit of potassium iodide. And then, Christy, I'm going to ask you to add a good-sized bowl of dish soap into there. There we go. Yep, that's perfect. And then, if there's one thing you've learned from our years of doing science together, what do we do now? We give it a...
Swiggle.
Shuggle.
Dang it.
We're almost there. We're almost there. So we're going to give that a good shuggle. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add a chemical called hydrogen peroxide. Now, this is the stuff that ordinarily people will use to disinfect cuts and to do things like also bleach hair. This is a bit stronger than your average one. So I'm going to put my glasses on for this one. And I'm going to ask you guys if you wouldn't mind taking one step back.
Okay.
I'm going to add a bowl in here. There's a reason we call this the Elephant Toothpaste. Are you ready for this?
Yes, I think so.
And so what should happen?
Whoa!
Is that, and if you look at it carefully, guys, we can actually see the steam coming off of this one as we see this. Now, we did this a bit smaller scale than we would normally, simply because we did not really want to redecorate your ceiling in here, because I'm sure you would have loved if we'd done that. All right, do we have time for one more?
I think so. Let's do it.
All
Go
right,
for it.
so what we're going to do here, Robin's going to basically teach you how to do a rocket. Everyone loves rockets.
Yes.
And this is one that you kids might be a wee bit too young to remember this one. So this is what we call a film canister. It's been a long time since we've seen those around. I'm going to give the water to Robin, and Robin's going to walk you through this one.
Okay.
So basically, we just have a film canister. We're just going to put some water in it. You fill it about
Each person gets one.
halfway to a third with water. Okay.
Halfway to a third.
With water, yep. And then we have these Alka-Seltzer tablets, and just the normal tablets you find at the store. And we normally do about a half or a quarter of a tablet. If you want more of a bang, you put about a half in, but if you want less, then we can put a quarter in.
But when I put it in, what's going to happen?
So we're going to put it in, and then I want you to put the cap on and then shake it really hard.
And then
Okay.
turn it upside down and
Yep.
put it down.
Okay.
How much time, though?
Not very much. 1, 2, 3, upside down. There we go.
I don't know if I shook it
10,
enough.
9,
Are we ready for liftoff?
You do
7,
yours.
Here we go.
6, 5. It's going to be awesome if it goes on time. 4, 3.
I don't know if I shook it enough.
I'm
2,
sure
1.
it'll go at some point. 2, 1.
This makes me nervous.
The joys of timing, guys. The joys of timing.
So the
So the So what's happening is the Alka-Seltzer tablet contains citric acid and some sodium bicarbonate, and the two of them react and produce a large amount of gas inside a very small container, and basically that leads to a wonderful boom. So as a result, I think we've got enough time for this one to go off. 10, 9,
8, 7,
7,
6. I'm just getting
5.
ready. 4, 3.
It's better when it surprises
2,
you.
1. Okay, tell us the.
One of these years it'll go off on exactly 0 and I'll look brilliant. It so much depends on how big the tablet is, how much water it is.
Yeah.
But if you can get your hands on Alka-Seltzer tablets, this is an absolute favorite. And we've done experiments looking at how high they go, who can make them go faster, do you sacrifice speed for height, and a pile of different things like that.
And do you have any fun things coming up that people can take part in?
Yep, we have a couple of events coming up. We were just asked, and I think we'll be appearing at the Fargo Dome event the day after Thanksgiving. I think I'm doing a quick performance there. And also this Saturday, we'll be over at the West Fargo Halloween Festival. Not Saturday, Sunday, we'll be over at the West Fargo Halloween Festival that I don't quite remember the location for off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But they've got a whole pile of stuff going on with the West Fargo Parks District, so we'll be over there.
Awesome.
And while my back was turned, we've obviously got one more to go.
Oh my gosh!
There we go. You nearly got me,
We're
but not
ending with
quite.
a big bang.
With a
Thank you
bang,
guys
as
for being
always.
here with us today.
All right.
Okay, we have more to come here on North Dakota Today.